What's up guys, this is AppleTech752 and in this video I'm going to show you how to bypass iCloud activation lock on the iPhone 5S without Checkra1N. This method is completely untethered, which means that after the bypass you can go ahead and reboot, restart, or let the battery die, and when the device powers back on you're going to go straight to the home screen without any kind of relock. I'm super excited to show you guys everything you need to do to achieve this fully untethered iCloud bypass. So without much further ado, let's get started. As you can see, I have my iPhone 5S connected right here on the activation lock page, and at the end of this tutorial we're going to be on the home screen. So the first thing we need to do to get there is go to our Mac and open up a web browser and go to appletech752.com. Once you're on my web page, click on the Downloads tab, and from here download the latest version of Sliver Mac 5.5. Then go over to github.com/ra9stuff/leetdown/releases and download Leetdown version 1.0.3 or whatever the latest version is. You can just click on the assets here and download 1.0.3.dmg. Next, you want to go to ipsw.me, and this step is pretty important, so you guys should pay attention here. Click on iPhone and then scroll down to the iPhone 5S section. However, even if you have a GSM iPhone 5S, you're going to want to download the global IPSW. For example, I'm going to show you right now in Checkra1N that my iPhone 5S is a GSM device, but we're still going to download the iPhone 5S global IPSW. And then as soon as we click on this device, go ahead and scroll down until it says iOS 10.3.3 right here, and then click on it, and then scroll down and click that blue download button. And that should give you a total of 3 files to work with. The first one being the IPSW, the second one is the Leetdown DMG, and lastly we have Sliver 5.5. We're going to start by setting up Leetdown. To do that, just double click the DMG file to open it, and when you get a pop-up that looks like this, go ahead and drag Leetdown into your applications folder, and it'll take just a second to copy it over. Then you can close this window and double click Sliver. Skip the verification process and you'll get another window that pops up. This time we're going to go to File, New Finder window, and inside of here go to Applications and then start typing in Sliver on your keyboard, and it will pop up like that. Then you can right click it and say Show Package Contents, expand the Contents folder, and find the Resources folder. Next, we're going to open up a terminal window, and inside of terminal we're going to type one simple command. It is sudo chmod -R755 space, then drag and drop the resources folder into terminal and click enter. And now type in the password that you use to log into your MacBook. Just like that, everything is set up and ready to go. So we can close out of these 3 windows and go over to our Launchpad and find Sliver right here. And inside of Sliver, the first thing we're going to do is click on Bypass A7 iDevices and then select the iPhone 5S. And if we click on this Leetdown downgrade pop-up, you'll notice that we've already done the first 2 steps, and we're going to pick up on number 3. So let's go ahead over to our Launchpad once more and find the Leetdown application. And as soon as this app opens up, we're going to get a screen like this. Go ahead and click on Select 10.3.3 IPSW. It may hang like this for just a moment, that's totally fine. And now it's going to produce a pop-up. Go ahead and select your desktop and click on the IPSW you downloaded. Now open it, and it's going to take about 20 to 30 seconds to copy it over into the Leetdown application. I'll be back when that's finished. Alright, the IPSW has been copied successfully, so the next step is to enter DFU mode on our iPhone 5S. And I'm going to show you right now exactly how to do that. The first thing we're going to do is hold the power and the home button together at the exact same time until the screen turns black. And then when the screen turns black, wait about 2 seconds, then let go of the power button and keep holding the home button. And then just keep holding the home button until you get an iTunes pop-up that looks something like this. it will say your iPhone is in recovery mode. That's fine. You can go ahead and close this window and quit iTunes. And now go back into the Leaf Down application. And at this point, all we have to do is click on downgrade. Click on continue. And at this point, if you are using a 2010 or 2011 MacBook, you're going to want to try the iPawn DFU option. But personally, I find that Pawn DFU is much more reliable, much easier, and just works a whole lot better. So I'm going to select the Pawn DFU option for this tutorial. It's going to say exploiting using the binary, and then it's going to open up iTunes like this, which we can then quit. And it may fail the first time. That is pretty typical. So we're just gonna hold the power and the home button, or unless in my case the device is already rebooting, we're gonna actually hold the power and the home button to go back into DFU mode. And then as soon as that screen turns black, wait about 2 seconds, let go of the power, keep holding the home button, and iTunes is gonna pop up again. We can go ahead and close it, go back into Leaf Down, click on downgrade, continue, and Pawn DFU. And hopefully this time we will be successful. As you can see, the application now says creating custom IPSW. That means the exploit was successful, and this process will take about 3 to 5 minutes. So just be patient, let the app do its thing, and I'll be back to show you guys what the next step looks like. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, Leaf Down is now telling us the device is being restored. So we can go ahead and close iTunes, go back into Leaf Down, and right now we have a red screen, but this screen is going to change to green, and then after that green screen, it's going to change to an Apple logo with a progress bar, and we're just going to let that process carry out and do its thing, and don't touch the application. It'll probably take about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to speed up this part, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like when the restore has completed. There's a very important step we're going to need to do right after the restore finishes, so make sure to stay with me here and watch till the end of the tutorial. Alright, the restore just finished, and immediately now that we see the Apple logo again, the first thing we need to do is hold the power and the home button until the screen turns black, and then once the screen turns black, wait 2 seconds, then let go of the power button and keep holding the home button. And if you did this correctly, then you should get an iTunes pop-up notifying you of recovery mode, which means we are successfully now in DFU mode. At this point, we can go ahead and close out of Leaf Down, and if you'll notice, we followed all the instructions successfully, so we can dismiss this pop-up and move on to step 2, which is to run the iPawn DFU exploit. This process should not work the first try. It is a very unreliable exploit that may take anywhere from 5 to 10 tries to succeed. So I'm going to show you guys the process of each failed attempt and what you need to do to get a successful exploit. So the first thing we're going to do is press the button and wait for Sliver to give us a pop-up. It's probably going to say exploit failed. As you can see, the device just started rebooting on its own, and Sliver said no device detected. That means it failed. So what we're going to do is hold the power and the home button together again and do the same thing to enter DFU mode, wait 2 seconds, continue holding the home button, and then iTunes is going to open up. So we'll wait for iTunes to pop open. Then we'll kill it, go back into Sliver, and run the exploit again. And it probably is not going to work this time either, but we'll see. As you can see, iTunes opened up and the device is now rebooting itself. Same exact thing. So we're just going to keep doing this process over and over and over again until we get a successful exploit. So notice I waited 2 seconds, I'm holding the home button. Sometimes you may get weird lines on the screen, that's also totally normal. One other thing I want to mention is that if you already tried 10 times and you're still not successful, one nice little trick that you can use is to hold the power and the home button here, and then wait for the device to turn off, then keep holding them, and then wait for the device to turn back on. And then as soon as this phone turns on, let go, wait about 3 seconds, and then hold the power and the home again. And this time we're going to enter DFU mode. So wait 2 seconds, let go, hold the home button, and this time iTunes will give us a pop-up, and maybe, just maybe, Sliver will work successfully. And as you can see, this time it actually was successful. So that proves that this trick actually does help expedite the process of getting your device into PON DFU mode. If you're doing it the first way and it's already been 5-10 tries and it's still not working, go ahead and do that trick I just showed you, and hopefully you'll get devices now in PON DFU mode with a count in seconds. And as soon as you have this message, that means we are all set and ready to go on to step 3, which is to allow unsigned files. This is definitely the most simple step. All you got to do is click a button, and all you're going to get is a simple pop-up that's going to say successfully applied patches. As long as it says that, that's the key word. That means everything worked perfectly. Finally, we're on to the most important step, which is to send the payload to the device. If you've already used Sliver in the past, then you probably know exactly which option works better for you. However, if you're a new Sliver user, then I definitely recommend the standard payload over the alternate because it has a much higher success rate and it's easier to use. So we're going to select the standard version, and all we're going to do is click on send. Let's do it. And as soon as you click that button, you're going to get an iTunes pop-up. Go ahead and dismiss this pop-up, close iTunes, and wait about 10 to 15 seconds. And in just a moment here, we're going to get a nice long verbose boot on the screen. And isn't that beautiful? We are exploiting our device and performing the iCloud bypass right now. It just deleted setup.app for us, and now our device rebooted. And at this point, we are totally done. We can go ahead and disconnect our device from the computer. And I'm going to zoom in on this here and show you guys that it's going to boot straight up to the home screen. I'll speed up this process and I'll be back on fresh iOS. And just like this, we are right on the home screen. No setup assistant, no iCloud activation lock. Here we are. And at this point, I'm going to show you how to jailbreak the device and get Cydia, because I know you guys like to use jailbroken iOS, and that is totally possible. The first thing we're going to do is connect to a Wi-Fi network. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, I just connected to Wi-Fi. The next step is to open up Safari, and we're going to Google totally not spyware jailbreak. And the first thing that pops up for this Google search is going to say incompatible spyware. Go ahead and click on it, and we're going to get this amazing Jailbreak Me style slider. All we're going to do is slide for spyware, and it may reload the page the first time. That's totally fine. Go ahead and do it again, and it should say running exploit. And this is jailbreaking the device as we speak. Cydia is being installed, and we are going to be fully jailbroken after this process finishes. It may take 1 to 2 tries, and your device probably will reboot just like this on the first try, but I'm going to show you what to do. Now that we are back on the home screen after that first reboot, go back into Safari and click on the incompatible spyware once again and slide once more. Probably going to reload. Go ahead and reload it a couple more times and then slide again. And we now have a great pop-up that says the kernel has been pawned. So let's click on Newt and then click on Double Helix. And it's going to go ahead and continue installing the jailbreak for us. This process will probably take about 20 to 30 seconds. So just let it do its thing, and I'll be back when it's finished. All right, and the page reloaded here, but it's actually still jailbreaking in the background. And in just a moment here, our device is going to crash like this and respring. And as soon as that respring finishes, we're going to have Cydia on the home screen. Here we are. Let's check it out. I'm scrolling over, and right there we have Cydia. Let's open it up and see that we are fully jailbroken on iOS 10.3.3. I'm going to scroll down. Here we are, iOS 10.3.3 Cydia, and everything is fully working. I'm going to go ahead and run the Cydia upgrades. We'll go for a complete upgrade and confirm. Now let's return to Cydia, and here we are, fully jailbroken. The very last thing I'm going to show you guys is that we are fully untethered. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold the power and the home button at the exact same time right now, wait for the screen to turn black, and then get our Apple logo back on the screen. And I know a lot of you guys like to see this part in full, kind of just the proof that the method is untethered. So I'm not gonna speed up any of this, and I'm gonna show you that the device boots right back to the home screen without any problems. Here we are, straight back on the home screen. That'll wrap up this tutorial. Hope you guys enjoy. If you did, then smash that subscribe button. I'm doing something special right now where if we reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, then I'm gonna be hosting a massive giveaway with over 20 winners and all sorts of epic prizes, but that's only if we're able to reach 100,000 by the end of 2020. So let's do this together, guys. Stay tuned for more. Follow me on Instagram at appletech752, and you can also post a question on Reddit if you get stuck at reddit.com/r/setupapp. And until next time, have a good one and peace out.